everyone. I am Jeanette, the creator and one of the two amazing co-founders of the Gratitude and Appreciation Summit. And today, Kathy, can you believe yet another week has gone by and it's Thursday and we're thankful and we're reflecting today.
Yeah, I can't believe a week has gone by. And time is flying. The summer is disappearing so fast. We're almost at the end of July. It's hard to believe. I'm Kathy, and I'm the other co-founder of what's that thing? Gratitude and Appreciation.
Also known as
Summit.
GAS to a
Yes.
select few.
We are full of gas, that's for sure. We have a very special guest tonight. I'm glad I got a laugh from Lucia. We have a very special guest, Lucia Steeg, I believe. Is that right?
That's right.
Yay, I pronounced it correctly. And you're going to love her accent. She's from South Africa. So I feel like I'm talking to my mother-in-law. We spent the whole day with my mother-in-law today, Jeanette.
Oh.
It was her birthday today, her 86th birthday. So we spent the whole day spending time baking bread, of all things. So welcome, Lucia.
Thank you very much, Kathy and Jeanette. I'd love being here.
So your story is a year and a bit ago, you decided to emigrate to Canada, and we're lucky that you chose the West Coast of Canada. So when I was chatting with you earlier, and I know you personally and business-wise as well, and you just speak of such gratitude for this last year and a half on this adventure. And may you share a little bit what it was like to leave where you were from and find a new home?
Well, I'd sit here and say it was easy, but then I'd be lying, because it definitely is not easy. You sort of leave your whole 47 plus years of life behind. You leave your job, you leave your, the environment, you leave your culture, you leave everything that you know about, and you embark on this great adventure. I've been very, very lucky and fortunate to have visited Canada in 2015 and to meet my husband's parents and, get a bit of a feel for Canada. The story goes a little bit further back. In the 90s, I was actually looking at immigrating to Canada. Funny enough, how the circle, sort of the weird synchronicities in life happen. And I'd gotten to the point where, in those days, they still faxed you all the forms. So the thoughts were already there. The intent was already there, and the wondering, was already there to immigrate to Canada. And that now came to fruition in 2020. Of course, being me, I didn't want to make it easy on anyone, including myself. So we had to migrate in the middle of a pandemic. The first gratitude was, when you sit on that plane and you suddenly realize the full import of what's going, you get that skittering on, across your skin, and it's suddenly realizing I am literally flying across two oceans to a new life. Lots of gratitude that I got into Canada, especially at my age. Lots of gratitude that I have an opportunity to make a fresh start. How exciting is that? You literally get to write another brand new chapter of your life. That's completely different from the previous chapter. So we landed. We went into sort of self-isolation in Kitsilano. That was our first stop at an Airbnb. We were a little nervous because we'd flown through Hong Kong, and it was just that start of that pandemic. And, we didn't want to get anyone sick if we were sick, especially not Jamie's parents, because the very next stop was the island to just pop in and say hello. And we haven't actually seen them since March last year.
Oh, wow.
Because of the pandemic, and because we didn't want to put anyone at risk and travel around and, until things started to settle down. So the first gratitude, we made it in one piece. Our Airbnbs were fabulous. We managed to see Jamie's parents. And the next big gratitude was our dogs landed 2 days before they shut the borders. And I was like,
wow.
So we hadn't seen our kids for a couple of weeks, and my daughter would send me a photo of my little old man, and he's lying there looking at the door waiting for me to come. And then they embark on this huge adventure, so lots of gratitude, lots and lots of gratitude that they arrived, they were healthy, there were no problems. The next panic was, of course, we were staying at an Airbnb in Surrey. Beautiful person. What a lovely woman, because now we're looking for a rental. We can't find a rental. The container's coming. Panic, panic, panic. eventually this rental arrived in South Surrey. It was just like it dropped out of the sky. It was like,
Wow.
thank
Wow.
you, because that was a big thing. And
Yeah.
Jenna, the lady at the Airbnb, she'd actually allowed us to stay on, longer than, and was taking, a very minimal rent from us. So for her,
Oh,
I was extremely grateful that she was actually such a kind and generous person that she let us stay on with the dogs in a coach house, above the garage. Uh, and just was just brilliant and so nice about it. So
oh, wow.
shout out
That's
to Jenna for
amazing.
sure.
That's amazing because we've had such a shortage, especially during the pandemic, of places to rent and live.
Hmm.
So that's phenomenal. That's great.
Yeah, and it was very difficult to try and find a rental. I mean, it's
Hmm.
just almost impossible. And then this I had a favorite in Horseshoe Bay, and my husband liked this one, and the universe delivered this one, and I'm so very glad it did, because every
Yeah.
day when I look outside this window, I see squirrels, I see birds. They kept us going during this pandemic, believe it, little raccoons and all manner of little critters, including a
Yeah.
skunk that's just moved in.
Have you
Careful.
named him Pepe Le Pew?
I haven't seen the little one, but he hasn't got control of his glands yet, and he did manage to spray the cat. Yeah,
Ooh,
she smells. I never knew what skunk smells like, but it's something between the burnt clutch plate and burnt electrical wires.
that's just crazy.
That's
So
a description.
yes. So how has community embraced you in this last year and a half?
It's been very difficult because there is really no community. When we arrived, we don't really know anyone. Jamie's been out of Canada so long, it's almost like he's a fresh immigrant. So we didn't really have community, other than family. So now you've got to start from scratch, and you've got to sort of, reach out to people and try and find. And everything came to fruition earlier this year. I did it started with the BCIT course that I did, and then I did the Create program that Marshall Stern was running, and that's where I met, Puginet. And then things sort of started to slowly take, oh, look, I know these ladies. We're on this program together. And suddenly things start. And Jeanette's been what is the right word? I don't want to say a proponent of getting me into this
I've never
community.
been called that before. I like that
I
word.
always want to say an instigator, but that sounds like bad. That sounds like a bad thing. And it's not. Because if
Oh,
it
she
wasn't for
instigates too.
Jeanette, I wouldn't have met anyone, any of you on V Team, and all of that. So Jeanette's been, she's like, she really allowed me to reach out even more, and I'm very grateful for that. So
Oh,
Jeanette,
nice.
I said it to you the other day.
You're very welcome. It's our pleasure to extend our hearts. That's what Kathy and I do. We extend our hearts. We welcome people. It's not connected to an outcome. It's just connected to having that beautiful person in our lives. And you know what? We're coming to the end, Kathy. Couldn't we just like chat with Lucia for forever and ever? Her story
Forever.
is so deep.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I am so pleased you're a fellow Canadian and making a new life for yourself. And my hat goes off to both of you, moving at the start of a pandemic and making those choices. I mean, you've had a lot of challenges and hoops to jump through to get where you are, and you're still smiling, and you obviously have a wonderful sense of humor. And good for you for understanding the idea of making those human connections with people, because that is absolutely critical for us to come to the other side of this pandemic, which we're all trying to navigate right now. I mean, I had my first hug with my mother-in-law in a year and a half today. First hug. So that's huge. And you don't realize how huge that is until it happens. So we're going to close off. Thank you so much, Lucia, for coming on tonight and sharing your story.
Thank you
You
for the
are an
invite.
absolute.
And I just want to say one last thing quickly. Gratitude, appreciation, and a sense of humor will get you through a lot of stuff in your life. That's
You
for
better
sure.
believe it.
So thank you, ladies, for
You-
what you do. I don't think you realize how important it is. We need to be a lot more grateful and appreciative. And having two ladies pushing it like this.
Thank you so much. Well, we do our closing hearts. So want to lead us, Jeanette? We're going to rub our hands together.
Half a heart coming together. We pump it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Kindness out to the world, everyone.
Kindness to everyone. Thank you, everybody, for watching live tonight. And if you're watching a recording, our challenge tonight is to reach out to someone new and make a human connection with them and share your gratitude. Everybody, bye for now. And we'll see you next week on Thursday.